It's time for Gardening Inside Out, a live show offering you plant advice for any space in your life. Introducing your perennial hosts, David Bates and Josh Carey.
Hey, welcome in, everybody. It's Saturday morning, July the 5th.
It is.
All the fingers? Everybody still got all their fingers?
Got all mine, such as they are.
Okay. Hey, you got to do gardening inside out. Everybody's got to get up and clean up all the trash from the yard, from the incendiary devices.
Yeah, bottle rockets and Roman candles and
all the stuff in the street.
Why do they call them Roman candles?
Well, because they're going around and around and around.
They're roaming?
Roaming. Yeah.
I don't think that's the connotation. But
hey,
be that as it may, we're going to get into gardening today and all things comprised or associated with it. Mm-hmm. First and foremost,
what's that?
Is always weather. And so we're going to talk about that and get my map up here. And today's Saturday, as Josh has already said, the 5th of July. 91 degrees, another hot day today. The humidity has not been merciless, fortunately, but it's still going to be pretty uncomfortable. Chance of showers around, so you may or may not get them, but there'll be more cloud cover today, so that'll help a bit. Tomorrow will be mostly sunny, 92 degrees, and a really good day. Now, we do have increased chance of thunderstorms throughout the remainder of the week, as it says currently. Beginning on Monday, 91, Tuesday, 89, 90. I don't even worry with the low temperatures because they're all 70 or 71 or 72. So,
right.
So Wednesday, 88. Thursday, a little cooler, 83 with scattered thunderstorms. Friday, 88. Saturday, 87. You know, we might get an inch or more collectively throughout those days. And we'll go to the national radar map here, kind of see there's nothing here in the middle Tennessee area. However, Josh, we do see storm systems off the coast of Carolinas, also up in the
Dakotas.
Dakotas. But tragically, there's one that shows up here in Texas, and I know you have some firsthand knowledge of the tragedy that occurred there last night.
Well, and it went all through the day, and I think it's going to continue. I have family that's down on the Guadalupe River in Center Point, which is 13, 15 miles away from where the tragedy happened at the girls' summer camp. And Tyler, if you can see this picture on the screen now, folks, that picture on the left is what it looked like in February of this year. And they say that's fairly normal. It'll rise 6, 8 inches.
And, they call it a river. It looks more like a creek so it's not like.
Well, you know how the people in Texas are.
Right,
everything's bigger than it really is,
right.
you know. So, but this video to the right that's playing now, that is about 35 to 40 feet above where that I was standing when I took that picture.
Oh, my word.
So about 45, 50 steps down to the river there. It's an absolute wonderful place. Kevin, Heather, Henry, and Harrison, we're thinking about you and the folks that are with you there for the holiday weekend. So,
well, our hearts and our thoughts are in the families that are going through this horrendous tragedy. So we're
beautiful part of the state too, by the way, folks.
So hope that they can get that resolved as well as possible and find a way through it. So we'll continue on with the forecast.
Yep.
Our rainfall for the 6 to 10 day outlook looks to be a little above normal, not greatly above normal, just a bit.
There's your spider, David.
He come back.
Yeah, he came back.
Okay, we've got a spider in the studio, so he's you may see him make an appearance across camera. 6 to 10 day, pretty much all eastern U.S. is going to be normal or slightly above normal. Here at the Bates Nursery Weather Station, currently 81 degrees. We have had 36.36 inches of rain for the year. We have had 0.21 of an inch this week, which means it's also this month since it's just started this week. And as I already reported, we've got a pretty good chance going through the remainder of the week. And again, it's currently 81 degrees here live from the green room at Bates Nursery and Garden Center.
If you're out and about working in your yard, the air quality out there is awful today, by the way,
I
folks.
thought there was something, I mean, to say there's something wrong with my eyes is accurate because I had a detached retina a couple of years ago. So I'm always kind of looking one eye or the other. I go, it's not my eyes. It's what the eyes are trying to look through. It was very hazy this morning.
Came across Briley Parkway from the south side of town to come to the nursery this morning, and you can't even see downtown.
So anyway.
Yeah, be careful out there, folks.
I don't know how much of that is fireworks-induced smoke intermingling with the fog.
We have an inversion layer over our area.
So it's kind of holding whatever's there down. So anyway.
You're holding the smoke down, dude.
Well, we're going to try to let it out this morning here.
Speaking of letting it out.
Yes, we've got a most capable crew to make that happen. And I'm not talking about you and myself.
Oh, no.
Caroline Gant, Austin Lowen, welcome in, guys.
Good morning.
Great to have you as always. And your participation in Gardening Inside Out. Tyler Blankenship across the way there. Good morning to you, Tyler.
T.Y.
Good morning, everybody.
And he's the guy that makes it all happen. This is how we get on the air because Tyler shows up.
Yeah.
Start pushing buttons and flailing around.
Yeah, and he
doing a great job.
He pushes them up until the moment we go on the air.
And during.
Yes. It's crazy. He never stops. So anyway, we're glad to have everyone here today. So Austin and Caroline, how was your 4th and the week days prior? What's your personal gardening outlook?
Well, watering. I spent a good 2 hours watering all my plants yesterday.
All I did yesterday was water because while everyone had the day off, the plants don't take days off.
No.
So I was here throughout the day taking care of that, and we've had some anomalies in our irrigation, so it made it a little more challenging, but got through it, and it's good to have water available. You certainly realize the value of it when you're in a hot, dry situation.
I had a hydrangea yesterday that was just so bad.
Oh,
I had baby Penny water it.
Oh, that's so cute.
I was like, Penny, get out there and water that. I got to say too, I'm going to be low energy today. I'm sorry. Caroline needed to get into her seat, so I tried to get out. I kicked my coffee over. All the coffee gone.
Yeah,
I don't have
that's
any
low
left.
energy.
What?
Yeah, you went high energy right there.
Well, high energy now.
You're
going down for
using
the
it
rest
all
of the
right
show.
now.
From all the way down.
He will not.
It's only an hour.
He will not get properly charged until after the broadcast. So if he seems a little lower octane today than normal, that's the reason.
I'm just playing. I'm going to be way up. It's fine. I'm just mad at myself. Actually, I'm mad at Caroline.
I was waiting for that. I knew it was
usually
coming.
comes in this back door to
The
come
irrigation was on, and I couldn't go through that door.
She was getting wet from the irrigation, so she had to come in a different door.
I think it's
kicked over my coffee.
Caroline, I think it's that same kind of mentalities when something bad happens.
You blame somebody else.
You want to kick the dog or whatever, which is not a good thing. But you're trying to that displaced aggression.
Okay.
And so anyway, you're doing a good job of restraining it to this point. Anyway,
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
You can go yell at irrigation later.
Okay, I will.
How about that?
I will.
Go get mad.
Yell at the sprinklers.
Yeah. I did yell at them actually because they got me wet on the way in as well.
Oh my gosh!
Well, it was a bit of the. It was like the
with
wave
cold water
out there.
All I have to do
is
time it till it just passes you, and then you can just walk right in.
You can watch that one go
I know,
in full
David.
circle.
I missed it. I missed the timing. There's like 3 or 4 sprinklers going off, and I timed the one and mistimed the other.
Austin doesn't play video games.
He was
I don't.
He was preoccupied about drinking coffee that he needed desperately. So.
And then it's all over the floor. But it smells great in here because it smells like your coffee. So at least you have that next to you coming up off the floor.
Thanks, Caroline. I'll just smell it and not be able to taste it. That's great.
All right, but you watered. You had little baby Penny water a hydrangea yesterday.
Yes, I did. I
Was
did
it
a
the
lot
one
of
in a
work
pot?
yesterday. Huh?
Was it the one in a pot?
Yes, because I haven't planted it yet. Surprise,
Yeah.
surprise.
Well, I haven't planted a bunch of stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Me too.
I'm annoyed at myself because I haven't planted it because now I have to water it pretty much every day.
I have so much on my driveway that I have to water.
It's so annoying.
Yeah.
Just plant the stuff. Why don't we just plant the stuff?
It's hard.
What's wrong with us?
It's hard.
I know.
It's hot outside. I mean,
It is
That's a
hot.
good point.
And when you get home, if you could make yourself get up and do it in the morning,
Yeah.
then you might do it. But apparently that hasn't happened either.
no.
So and when you get home in the afternoon, you've been out in the heat. If you work outside like we do, the heat takes its toll on you, and all you want to do is get inside.
Walking to the mailbox, the heat takes the toll on you.
Yeah.
Gosh, so
It's not fun.
You just do what you can to get through the day,
Mhm.
and which we've been able to do very well. It has not been as bad, but it has not been non-existent. The forecast indicates it's going to be a bit improved. So hopefully that gives an opportunity to save just enough energy to dig a hole a day, just one a day.
That's not a bad goal to set.
That's a great goal to set, actually.
One hole a day.
One
and then
hole
in
a day.
2 months, I'll have all my house plants. My house plants planted.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I guess I'm on the coffee train with you. Hey, we got a question about put it in the ground or keep it in a pot. So let's go ahead and dive into
I
questions.
think that's appropriate.
Can I still plant a peach tree or should I leave it in a pot until fall?
Well, if you're like us, you'll leave it in a pot until fall. But if
Or
you're
until
better
2
than
years
us-
later.
Yeah. If you're better than us, you'll go ahead and put it in the ground, like David said, one hole a day. Okay. Hey, but you know what? What about one hole a week? Just that is better than nothing. Your peach tree is going to be mad at you if you leave it in the pot and you miss a water. You know, you miss a day of water. It's going to be flagging. It's going to be wilting. And you're going to have to water it in a pot. So go ahead and plant it in the ground.
if you've got
and
it, dig a hole.
soak it.
If you can just make yourself get out there and just mark out where the hole's going to go and just excavate the very top, maybe 3 inches, and then get the garden hose out there and fill it full of water.
Do a perk test. Absolutely.
And then let it soak in there. And the next morning, the digging will be a whole lot easier. So
That's a great tip.
If you think just a little bit ahead on that, you can save yourself some anguish.
Yes.
Not all anguish in life, but with respect to this one hole, yes.
Mm-hmm.
You can go out there and
Because
get
that's
it.
going to be a pretty good sized hole for a peach tree.
Depends on the size of the peach tree.
I bet it's
Yeah.
a good sized peach tree. Come
Yeah,
on.
maybe.
It's giant.
How big is a good sized peach tree, Josh?
I don't have any peach trees, so I don't really
You don't know then.
One thing about peach trees, they grow like a weed. Let's be honest. Like
Tyler had one and then he had to remove it.
because it got too big too fast. Tell him, Tyler.
Yeah. It got
It exploded.
yeah, it got 12 to 15 feet tall in a couple years.
Seriously.
So
How
you know,
wide was it at that time?
I mean, about 15
same.
feet wide.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
tall
the thing.
and
They,
wide.
they really are a sprawling intermediate tree,
Yeah.
but they do grow fast. And it's the way peaches and cherries tend to run. They don't live a long time, so it's not unusual to have to remove one at that age anyway for other reasons. So
I think mine was about 5 years whenever I did remove it. It was, space is definitely a huge consideration when you're planting a peach tree because I know you're excited about planting any kind of tree. And then also, you got to understand what semi-dwarf actually means in tree language,
It's a
which
lie.
is not,
Yeah.
like these patio peach varieties that are coming out now are much more friendly to a smaller space garden. With respect to some of them are good for fruiting, and then some of them are more for just ornamental.
Right.
So definitely do your research there.
Yeah, and those are often referred to as genetic dwarfs, or where they have a true dwarfing stock on them, where they'll stay within bounds pretty well. But
Right.
semi-dwarf, or it was really
Yes.
a technique that was developed to benefit the growers, so that the trees just don't get as big as the full-size peaches, and they're a little easier to keep in bounds, but they're not significantly smaller. Whereas the non-semi-dwarf, the full-size versions, probably get 5 to 8 feet taller and wider, and the semi-dwarfs, that dwarfing understock, it only slightly dwarfs them. It doesn't. It just brings it down a bit. So it's and it's one of the most important things, whether you're planting peach trees or whatever, is to believe the size ultimate that you see on the tag, and this will be small. It won't be a problem.
It'll be a halfling.
Yeah, and then next thing you know, you're like tired or having to go. I got to get rid of this thing because I have no room.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, being aggressive with your pruning early helps. You want to let it get established, let it get some branches up, and then that winter start selecting the ones that you want. And with peach trees, it's different. You got to remove the center leader at a certain height and start splaying it out if you really want it for fruit production.
Right. And being willing to thin the fruit, because the fruit can produce so profusely that the trees frequently break down when you have a year where that you have a heavy fruit set. So, use the thumb and pinky as a guide to space the fruit. You got it right there with you, and just prune it. Take everything off. It's very hard to do because you're thinking, there's 3 other peaches
So
I
it's
just
a shock
got rid
and
of.
not a.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could. That's even better than nothing.
No, it's like this.
But frequently people leave them just touching, and then you're inviting all kinds of problems.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's stay on the fruit topic.
Okay.
My strawberry plant is taking over my garden. Tips
Nice.
on controlling the beast.
Don't.
Good old strawberries. What a
Josh said,
great
don't do
fruiting perennial evergreen plant. Like, isn't that weird? Like a plant that stays evergreen is perennial and fruits for you. But what does it do? It sends out runners. Okay, that's what we call them. You have the mother plant in the middle, and then you've got a little. What do you call it? A little stem, an elongated stem that comes out, and then you get another plant that comes from
pup.
that. A little pup, and then it roots from that spot. So I understand your problem here, and this is. The strawberries are somewhat aggressive. If they're happy, first off, good for you.
Yes.
Like you've got a plant that is taking off and doing well. So you're doing something good. What we have to do is we have to harvest those pups. We have to harvest those runners that are coming out, and we need to put them somewhere else or throw them in the woods. I mean, if they're getting too big, I mean, sometimes you just
love
can't.
to throw things into the woods.
It is my favorite thing.
Throw them in the woods.
I mean, if
what if you don't have woods?
throw them in the trash, Caroline. Throw them down the toilet. I don't know. But
Compost heap.
Compost them. There you go, dude. But yeah, sometimes your plants are too good, and this happens sometimes. It's like my mother. My mother's got aloe plants that are too good.
Yes.
They're too many pups, too many things. So I'm just like, Mom, what? What's so funny? Like you have to get rid of
Throw
stuff.
them in the
sometimes.
woods. Throw them in the trash. Throw them in the toilet.
That's the answer to that's the answer to everything in country life.
That's right.
Throw it in
Throw it in the woods.
Please do not flush your strawberries
Do
down the
not.
toilet.
I say
Flush your
that once a
strawberries.
day to my kids. Throw it in the woods.
Throw it in the woods.
Yeah.
We-
But anyway, yeah. I mean, or you harvest them and then you plant them somewhere else.
And you
okay?
give them to friends. Put them in little
There you
pots.
go. That's much nicer.
Don't
You're right.
throw them
Caroline.
in your toilet.
Yeah.
Give them to friends.
Give them to your friends.
Yeah.
But get it back to its mother plant. Like get it back in check. We have
And
to do this with cutting.
And you probably have some small little containers left over from annual plantings or whatever. Just pot them up, and it gives you something else to water every day.
Yes.
yeah.
but then there's
There you go.
suitable gifts quickly because they're gonna root in there fast. And then you've got time to either decide where you're going to plant them next or whom you can convince that they need to have some.
Yeah.
That's right. Put
One
it in
of
their
the,
yard.
One of the original plants that we planted when we purchased the home that we're in now, about 19 years ago, was one ever-bearing strawberry, because back in the day it was edible landscaping. Remember that whole trend? We had them in the,
That hadn't
It
gone
came
away.
back too.
Yeah,
I
it's
have
here.
We have not
one
abandoned
left.
it.
Huh?
We have not abandoned that.
No. But every year, the squirrels still love it. I mean,
Yeah, because it continues to produce fruit, and
Yes.
they can continue
the
to
birds.
pick.
I mean,
The only bad thing about everbearing is that they never produce profusely, which almost guarantees
the squirrel's gonna
they're
get it.
going to get every one of them. And if you have a regular type of strawberry that just produces normally, seasonally, they come on enough where that they don't really get all of them. They're
it's a
not.
pretty plant too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
It is very nice. I have one in a pot with some thyme, and it's really pretty. Hey, Donna on Facebook says, "Good morning,
Hey, Donna.
Bates friends. Someone get Austin some coffee."
Yeah, Donna.
We got nobody to
Uber
send
Eats,
out.
About
Donna.
Where
throwing
you
plants
at?
in toilets. I mean, come on, he needs his coffee.
I do. You're right. Donna. Great to hear from you, Donna. Glad
He'll
you're
get his
listening.
coffee very soon. We'll get him a nice strong cup of very sweet coffee with a lot of sugar in it.
How many sugars do you put in your coffee, Austin? I'm just curious.
Well, I usually just do a big old deal of cream, like creamer, and then I pour the coffee on top of that. I don't really use sugar too much unless I'm out of creamer. And then I'm a
Does your creamer have sugar in
and then
it?
I'm a 2 scoop
Two
sugar
scoops
kinda
of
guy.
sugar.
2 scoop sugar. We got some milk in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting it.
Big old cup.
Nice.
If I don't knock it over.
Well, I've only seen you knock your coffee over one time, and that
Today.
was this morning.
Great.
Yeah, it happens.
Thanks, Donna.
But you know what also happens when you put plants in really good stuff?
Oh, well, thank you for
They
that.
tend to
segue
last
there.
for
Yeah.
decades and
Yeah,
decades.
they
Yes.
do. Well, they do if you plant them in earth mix garden products. Now, sometimes it does so well that you wind up like Tyler having
Yes.
to remove it.
That's right. I put it in Earth Mix
Absolutely,
So
you did.
garden.
things grow really well, and things that are very vibrant and healthy tend to be more disease and pest resistant simply because they're more adept at fighting off all of the other pests that life presents. And Earth Mix Garden Products does so with the highest nutritional values that are 100% organic. There are no chemicals whatsoever added. The best inputs from all over the area are utilized, leaf compost and finely ground pine bark and a number of other things that are blended together and composted over a several week period. And then it's further composted for another 60 to 90 days before it's finally processed so that you have a fine, even product. And now I'm talking about Supernatural specifically there. Supernatural is a great compost in and of itself, and it is a key ingredient in several other Earth Mix blends downstream from it. So very important product. We take a lot of pains to make sure that is done without deviation time after time. And it's not just Supernatural, it's all the Earth Mix blends. That's one of the things that kind of got me interested in producing a soil line is that so oftentimes when you buy a bag of soil, then you buy another one, you go, well, this looks so different than the other one. And why is this? So we really work hard to make every bag the same. And it doesn't matter whether you're buying a small bag or a super sack, or if you buy it in bulk, it's the same product throughout. And Earth Mix Garden Products, the best news of all is it's available widely. And if you go to earthmix.net, click on Find Earth Mix tab, you'll see the map that'll pop up there, and it'll populate all those little pins as far west as the Crested Butte, Colorado, all over Kentucky, Tennessee, western North Carolina, and northern Alabama. You'll find Earth Mix Garden Products. Simply type your address in for turn-by-turn directions for the location nearest you, or you can simply zoom in and it'll show you, and you can click on it. It'll give you more information about that particular dealer. And we really ask that you support these folks. They are, if they're carrying Earth Mix, they are true horticultural professionals.
Yeah.
So you can rest assured that you're going to get great information there. Remember this: success in gardening begins at the ground level. When you use Earth Mix Garden products. And this is the point where you like to say, Josh?
It takes 4 things to make your garden happy.
Okay.
Sunshine.
Okay. All right. We got that.
Water.
Okay. We got that.
Plants.
I'm assuming that's the case.
And Earth Mix.
Yep.
Hey.
Oh.
Tyler, you hit the button.
No, I didn't. That was magic.
It was.
You're right. That was magic.
That was magic.
It just happened.
Earth Mix magic.
The magic
Yes.
of Earth Mix.
Magic of Tyler, which, by the way, Risha says Tyler's gotten fancy.
Oh.
Me?
Look at that info on a scroller at the bottom of the screen.
Rage.
You're
You
so
noticed.
fancy.
I'll scroll anything you want
Get it.
What's in bloom with Austin.
All right, let's scroll this. Let's do it. Okay, hey, let's start with veggies. Why not? Let's start with veggies, specifically corn. Hey, y'all know I love corn. That corn be tasseling, people. It is tasseling around town. Corn has been, what a great year for corn.
Oh, man.
I mean, it's so wet in the spring and then so hot. Lately, corn is just eating it up, y'all. I love my corn. It is coming up and tasseling, looking great. Okay, look, allium's going off. They're just buzzing with bees, and they're great. Echinacea is beautiful this year. What's up with echinacea? It's been great. I mean, like
Mine has
literally
been fantastic.
Great this year. Black-eyed Susan's still going, Caroline. I know you love them. Canna lily's still going off. Gladiola's still going off. If they don't get eaten by deer, Josh. Gross. I'm so mad at them. Hey, Clethra. What do you know about summer sweet? Clethra, I mean, a lot of pollinators like that plant too. It can live kind of shade, sun, wet, dry. It's a native. Like, we brought some Clethra in the room today. Caroline will tell you all about it here soon. All right, shout out Bridge. Your grasses are starting to bloom. My Northwind switchgrass just starting to poke. They look great. Maiden grass is really going off, looking nice right now. So that's fantastic. All your hydrangeas. You know what's interesting about hydrangeas right now? They're all starting to turn their color. Even the panicles. Okay? They all come out white, usually. They're pure white for a little while, and then they start to fade to that pinkish, that reddish, and they're starting to transition.
It's the greatest show of summer.
It's so good. It is so good. And then we have a lot of trees still going. Y'all, we still have Vitex. We talked about it last week as the GOAT. All right, it's blooming blue, and it's still just got hummingbirds and bees and stuff all over it. Just constantly. Golden rain tree still spraying. We kind of went with a firework theme in here today a little bit. And golden rain trees are throwing fireworks, okay? Yellow fireworks up into the air, okay?
Buckless.
Yep, don't touch them. They'll hurt you. Smoke tree still smoking. What a great day for that. Day after 4th of July, Magnolia is still going off. Magnolia's been blooming for over a month. Like, over a month. What, why don't you have magnolia? Because they throw a lot of leaves and they're, whatever. That's why I don't have one. But magnolias are still blooming for you, okay? They smell fantastic. Crepe myrtle's still going, and they're going to be going, so get ready for me to talk about that. Mimosa's still going, Caroline.
It is.
It's just tropical.
They look
They're fantastic. You love it
now.
so much. They're still throwing blooms. And then let's talk about the summertime goat. All right? Let's do it.
Bring it.
Red, white, and blue. You can get all of those colors in this plant. You know what it is, Josh?
No, I don't.
It's Rose of Sharon.
It's
Rose of Sharon. I don't know who Sharon is, but she was rosy, and she's got red, she's got blue, she's got white. The white ones are really blooming right now. It's a summertime lover. It's not wilting on you. It's still blooming every single day. It's dropping those blooms every single night.
Yep.
It's kind of a dirty plant, not going to lie to you, but we like a little dirty sometimes whenever it shows that. I mean, if they're going to do that, we're okay with that.
We're okay with dirty.
If they're going to do that, we're okay with the dirty. Okay, like I said, we got all sorts of colors in Rose of Sharon, and they are fantastic, y'all. That is what's in bloom. Happy 4th of July, Independence Day, red, white, and blue. Let's go.
Yeah,
All right.
Nailed it.
Way to go.
Even without coffee.
I mean, that's what you call show prep right there.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. My Rose of Sharon looks great right now.
What color is yours?
It is like a kind of dark pink. It's the variegated leaf.
Oh, that's right. You got the variegated leaf
Yep.
one.
I won a bet against you, and you had to buy it for me.
Great. I forgot about that. Thanks for bringing that up.
You're welcome, but I love it.
All right. Well,
The leaves look great.
Good.
It loses its variegation like later in the season, but right now it looks fantastic.
That's not uncommon in variegated plants.
Not really.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the spring, when those leaves come out, it looks really, really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love Rose of Sharon.
I've got one photo for y'all to share. I was in
Sharon?
Sharon.
Are you sharing it with us?
It's not Rose of Sharon.
Are you
I'll tell
Rose of
that.
sharing it with us? Oh.
This is a gray lily, and it's up in the 5,000 plus foot elevation mountains of the Roan Highlands in eastern Tennessee.
Tyler, that's not gray at all.
I know. That's what they call it.
Well, okay.
That's all I know.
It's beautiful.
Is that gray with an E or an A?
I believe it's with the G-R-A-Y.
Okay.
With the G-R-A-Y. That is stunning.
They're blooming there in amongst the blackberries and blueberries and other wild plants, as well as some flame azaleas.
That's what I'm seeing in the back,
Yeah,
isn't it? Yep.
that's right. That little hint of
Wow.
orange in the back is the flame azalea. They're just finishing up.
I was about to say, that is crazy. Ours finished up, 2 months ago?
Yeah. Mine were done a while back.
I mean,
What
it's-
elevation
You
can
changed
know,
elevation, yeah.
it's in the 50s, low 60s at night. And during the day, 75 to 80 degrees. So
Outstanding.
Sounds amazing.
it's
It does. Let's all go.
And who supplied this photograph?
that would be me.
TY.
That was my recent vacay
Okay.
this past week.
Good for you. I'm glad you got out there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of plant life to sniff out in the mountains.
See a bear?
No bears.
No bears?
Okay, guys, I've been going to the mountains for over 10 years. I've not seen a bear. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That is
Okay,
wild.
yeah.
A
Leave
bear
a box of cookies on your dashboard.
Negative.
a bear got into my friend's mom's car
Yes.
like 3 weeks ago. They have their security camera footage. It got inside, it locked itself in and destroyed the interior of her car.
No.
And then about 30 minutes later, let itself out. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It just unlocked the door and got out.
I guess it somehow was able to open the door.
It would have felt guilty destroying all that without the doors being locked. So
Pretty wild, and she's still driving that car. Kind of crazy. But let's get back to some questions. Let's talk hydrangeas. I can't get rid of rust on hydrangea with fungicide spray. What else can help?
Rust on hydrangea, that's different, I guess. I mean, rust is a very common fungal pathogen. It's just somewhat rare to see it on hydrangea. Maybe it's oak leaf. I think oak leaf is a little bit more, can get rust a little bit more. So it doesn't matter what it's on. Okay, so if rust gets on a plant, your fungicides are not going to take it off of those leaves. Okay, so like it will help stop it spreading to new leaves. We all know this, but the ones that it's on, it's going to be on. So let's prune those off. I mean, it honestly is the best.
Put them in a bag and
yeah,
throw them in the woods.
Exactly. There you go, Josh. Now you learn. Josh got some woods.
There you go. I got a neighbor's ditch. So
throw them in the neighbor's ditch.
Yeah, you're right. There's really nothing you can do to get rid of that other than just remove it. You could do the individual leaves. It might be a great opportunity just to do a general pruning all the way around. It's not too late to do that. You're going to sacrifice perhaps some current flowers on there. But if you want to get rid of the rust, it's going to be continuing to propagate, particularly if we keep getting rains along. It's another one of those pathogens that can.
Or if you water from the top.
Yeah, well, that's a good point, Josh. Let's just tell everybody, don't water leaves if you can help it. Like plants do not need water on their leaves. Unless you're an orchid. An epiphytic plant.
You are an orchid.
Yeah, I mean, if you get water from the air, I mean, water on the leaves to help water the plant. Other than that, don't water your leaves, y'all. Just water the root zone, okay?
Yeah, that's an issue in houseplants as well. People
Big
misting
time.
the leaves of all houseplants, including succulents, and then it causes issues.
I think, people will incorrectly assume, well, when it rains, the foliage gets wet.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you're irrigating, like on our lot out here, the foliage gets wet.
You mean Splash and Safari out here?
But there is one area that's an exception to that is our laurels, which have this thing called shot hole fungus they're susceptible to. So you'll notice they're undercover where they don't get overhead water in their own drip system.
It's cool, too. You got to come out there and see how to do it.
And it greatly reduces, it almost eliminates shot hole fungus. Only because we're able to control the overhead water that's falling on it. And particularly when you do it daily like we do, you have to come up with a way to be able to control that. You can't spray it enough to keep it off. It can't be done. But you can control the conditions so that it keeps it at bay or perhaps prevents it altogether or at least greatly minimizes it.
There you go.
All right, how do you get rid of black spot and yellow leaf fungus on hydrangeas? Will it kill the plant?
No, generally it's not going to kill the plant, but it's the exact same thing we just talked about with rust. It doesn't really matter what fungal pathogen it is. The copper fungicides and any of the fungicides you try to spray, it's going to help the leaves that are not affected yet. But any of the leaves that are affected with the yellow and the black spots, let's just remove them. And like Josh said, be careful about it. Don't be shaking the leaves all over the place.
Don't rub them up against other leaves.
Yes, exactly. Just take the worst of leaves. You'll be amazed that if you just clean up the worst of those leaves, how much better your plant will look almost immediately. And it takes 5 minutes to just remove the individual leaves that are the worst.
And if you don't like the way it looks after you've done that, then you can cut them back.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I always get spots on my oak leaf hydrangeas.
Should we rotate the fungicides?
It never hurts to do that.
A lot of folks.
That's with insecticides as well. Anytime you can, crop rotation, anytime you can rotate what you're doing, it's very helpful.
They tend to build resistance against a singular approach.
Exactly.
Oh. All right. Drooping hosta leaves. It has yellow and brown and it's dying back at the ground. Could it be fungal or water issues?
Vol.
Yeah, I was about to say, if it's dying back at the ground, it sounds like it could be a little critter.
Yeah, it sounds like something different than water. If it's over watered, then certainly you can see that as well. But
voles, perhaps?
Voles, moles. Slugs and snails, they typically are just going to be on the leaves. But
Yeah.
I don't know why it'd be dying, the whole thing dying.
They like them as much as deer like gladiolas.
Yeah. Thanks, Josh.
You're welcome.
Had to bring it back.
Yeah.
This time of year, I will say,
Find
hostas
the
just start
scab.
to
You
look
just
kind of
keep
sad.
picking at it.
They can. If they're in too much sun, they'll definitely show you. They're getting a little hot.
Mm-hmm.
Getting a
Get
little hot right
spotty.
now.
Yeah. My hostas look, they're getting a little spotty. Mine are in pretty much full shade. They still look good, but I do have to remove some leaves because they're getting a few issues here and there, but they're alive. It's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, hostas are so close to the ground. Like with plants that are so close to the ground like that, you're going to see some leaves that are going to get spotty. They're going to get fungusy. Look, y'all, we're in Middle Tennessee. We love it.
Yeah.
But we also got to deal with it, okay?
And if they're in a spot that stays a little too wet for too long,
Sluggy, snaily.
You'll see stuff.
yeah, you can have rot and die back as a result of that. So, just be mindful of that.
Yeah, I'm going to have to divide mine this year. I know I put up that poll last year to see if I should divide my hostas.
You didn't?
My striptease.
Yep.
I didn't, and now they are overgrown. Like, they're growing on top of each other, and the shorter ones are just like, help me.
I'll
They're
trade
trying
you
to come
some
up.
peony for
Kid,
some
no,
hostas.
Done.
What do they sound like again?
Help me.
Okay.
They're so tiny
Make
and
sure
little,
I
and you
got
can't
that.
see them back there.
That sounds just like a hosta.
It does, yeah. It's crazy. Well, I talk to him every day, so I would know. All right, we're still on the pest and fungal and everything. Dealing with the scale infestation. Will insecticidal soap work?
Negative. I say negative. I mean,
It works in a way, but not really. I don't really use it for scale.
insecticidal soap only works if you target the insect and you actually get it on the insect's body. And it depends on what scale we're talking about here. Hard scale, like a hard body. There's soft scale and there's hard
They
scale.
laugh at you.
Yeah, they'll laugh at that
They
soap.
will, yeah.
They'll just clean themselves. Like they're like happy with you.
Oh, it's
You gave him a little bath.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so
Thank
nice.
you.
So
I'm
nice.
clean now. Yeah, you're gonna need something stouter than that. And I don't know what it's on. I mean, a lot of times scale in your world, especially, is on houseplants. Like, especially you see that. We see it in our world in crepe myrtles a lot. There's a lot of different bark scales and different leaf scale. There's like 1,000 different scale insects out there.
Yeah.
But insecticidal soap is not a very effective control method for them. All
And
right?
with houseplants, if it's not too bad, I'll take a toothbrush and put it in like some diluted rubbing alcohol and just get them off of there. And
Like
then just
physically,
keep
yes.
treating them. Yeah.
A physical
case,
removal.
In the case of bark scale, another physical removal, your pressure washer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't get too close with it, just enough to take them off. But that's one way to do it. If it's a particular leaf that's heavily infested, again,
Cut it.
remove it.
Yes.
Just take it off, and then maybe there's some that don't have so much on them that's worth taking the time to clean them off on. It's they're a pest.
They are.
They are a pest.
They're annoying.
Scaly rascals.
Yeah.
You
They're
know,
kind of cool looking though. I found some big ones.
they look prehistoric.
Not
They
if
do.
you if you smash them.
Yeah.
Ugh.
They get-
Oh, they're so gross if you smash them. Some of them are like red inside.
They're
Cool.
That's
Yeah.
blood.
they're squishy looking.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. All right, how to get rid of Japanese beetles. I hate them.
Yeah. Good luck.
Well,
Just
yeah.
move.
Yeah, those
Just move.
foreign copy bands.
Throw them in
are
the
never-
woods.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not what you're talking about. It's
No, don't throw those in the woods.
Y'all, everybody hates Japanese beetles. Let's be honest, okay? Japanese beetles specifically are extremely hard to kill. Like, I mean, not physically. You can get your
Squish them.
you squish them if you want. They're kind of
Sticks too
big
long.
to squish. I don't know,
Yeah.
Josh. That's
They
kinda
move
crunchy.
around a lot.
They fly around. They're on everything. Like they're not all that picky. They love
They'll eat
certain
anything.
things, but they'll kind of eat anything. And it's Japanese beetle season. It is. It's time.
You know, this year they're usually on my knockout roses and my cannas, and
Yes.
this year they're on my echinacea. They haven't touched my cannas, which is not super close, but still in the same yard, or my knockouts. I was surprised when I saw them on my echinacea
They
because
ought
they're
to come
never
up
on that.
with a different kind of, or a different, more aesthetically pleasing trap, because the pheromone baits work if you can keep them.
But you have to get your neighbor to accept it as
Yeah.
a gift and put it out.
Put it on the mailbox. I mean,
far
hang it on a
away-
light pole
Yeah.
somewhere out there. But they absolutely work. You just got to keep them emptied.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, they work too good, almost.
And they bring them in too,
Maybe
Yeah.
they can make like a
like a 55-gallon drum.
yeah, 5-gallon size where you can collect a bunch. You know, maybe there's a way somebody can come up with to put the trap inside of a larger thing
Trap?
to be able, so that you can catch more of them. So,
Yeah.
'cause you can empty it pretty much every day.
Yeah, those little yellow bags. I mean,
They
Every
you know,
day.
they want to sell them.
yeah, they do.
Yeah. There's nothing fun about Japanese beetles. I mean, let's be honest. An exotic invasive insect species. Like, it's something we have to live with. I mean,
so since when do we start this honesty policy?
Really?
Let's be honest.
Let's be honest here.
Well, we got the beetles. If they ever get the Japanese kinks, David, it's all over.
It is.
Okay.
It's all over.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I think it's time for something.
I don't know. It's time to go to the
Yeah,
nursery.
I'm actually pretty prepared this time.
Okay.
Except it snuck up on me again.
No.
We're going to talk about Bates Nursery and Garden Center,
There we are.
which is where we are. This
Uh-huh.
this building is located on the sales lot site. You've probably seen it if you've been out.
It's in the lower left-hand corner of the image right there.
Yes, and we're not a part-time seasonal.
Nope.
Make a big hit in the spring, and that's it.
Mm.
We're an actual nursery
Yes, you
and
are.
garden center. Actually, we've been doing the garden center. I think it's our 50th year of doing the garden center, our 93rd as a business. So we take pride in what we do. We actually know quite a lot about horticulture. We don't claim to know about anything else. But if you've got questions about your plants or problems, that's kind of the approach of our program here on Saturday mornings, is to give you a good informed answer based on experience, because the entire staff here at Bates Nursery and Garden Center are plant avid people, horticulturalists. They've either studied it in school or they've done it extensively by working here for many employees have worked here for a lot of years. And the good benefit of that is that whenever you come out, you get to see familiar faces that can give you dependable information. And we like to believe that's what separates Bates Nursery from everyone else. It's not that others are not dependable or not reliable. It's just that we feel like that we take it to a level that gives people the knowledge that they're going to get good direction when they come out. So we invite you to do so. We will be open today from 9 until 4 p.m., as we will be Monday through Friday of next week and every week. This is kind of our summer routine. We were closed yesterday, but what we've got, I write a weekly newsletter article. And if you don't subscribe to it, you might consider subscribing to it. Because this is the time of year when we kind of do more promotional things. You know, we want you to come out, and we're willing to incentivize you. This week, a very special thing we did this week is 15% off everything.
Everything.
There's only one exception. Gift cards are excluded.
Yeah.
And for this week only, it's true whether you are shopping in store or online.
Wow.
Either one. So, and you don't have to put in any codes or anything on the website. You can just go out there and search what you want, and it will deduct the 15% off
At the checkout.
at the checkout.
Wow.
So you do have to, if you haven't registered already, you do have to do that, because it's got to know who it belongs to.
Right.
But check all that out. This also includes delivery, so you'll get 15% off on that. So check all that out at batesnursery.com or through the newsletter. It was me again this week. It'll be Sarah next week. So we're kind of doing the alternating thing. I have no idea what she's writing about. She might not know. But I usually don't until I start writing. So it's not unusual. That's kind of the Bates way, I guess. So come out and see
She's
us.
a lot like her daddy.
There are definitely
similarities.
Yes, there
yes,
definitely are. So come out and see us. We're conveniently located 1 mile north of Briley Parkway at exit 19 on Whites Creek Pike. That's just minutes from Rivergate, Opry Mills, Nashville West, downtown Nashville. No matter where you're coming from, it is worth the drive from anywhere. Check us out online, batesnursery.com. Beautifying Nashville since 1932.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. That's a
so
long
long
time.
Bates Nursery and Garden Center.
You know what else we've been beautifying
What?
for a while now?
The green room.
What's in room with Caroline?
Yes,
work,
we
Tyler.
have. Yeah, that was perfect. So Austin already mentioned that we went with a firework theme today. So let's go on this sparkly, exciting
Let's
plant
explode.
tour. Let's explode together, y'all. Here we
Explode
go.
their brains.
So we've got in the corners Rising Sun Redbud. Everybody needs one of these.
Wow.
Tyler's getting wild with the camera. Explosive, if you will. So as it comes out, look at these new leaves. It's like an orangey yellow color. and then it's going to fade to a green.
I mean, it's like it's a
Firework.
rising sun.
It's like it's a rising sun. I've been wanting one of these for a while. Maybe one day I'll get it. I can't buy any more trees until I get all the ones I have on my driveway planted.
Planted.
Right.
Got to do it. And then next to that, we've got a great native. This is Joe Pieweed. This is baby Joe, but you can see how tall it is. It doesn't look like a child. It doesn't look like a baby.
Whose pieweed is it? It's Joe Pieweed.
Joe Pieweed.
Joe Pieweed.
It is. I planted some of this year, and I love it.
That ain't no baby.
Austin said, Caroline, this grows everywhere. Why are you planting
Baby
that?
Joe still gets like 3 feet
Yeah,
tall.
baby Joe
About to
is
say.
still very, very tall. And then under the TV, we've got some giant coleus. So we still have plants back in our annuals. And this time of year, I feel like we're getting bigger, more healthier annuals in because the growers have had time to grow them.
Well, plus, if
I'm
people
actually
have
gonna pull it up.
something that has died and they're replacing it, they don't want to put a little bitty thing in there.
Really?
Look at that.
Look how small that pot is with that massive plant in it.
Wow.
That's
So-
insane.
Note to all people listening, if you buy that, I would recommend planting it in the ground and not watering it on top of the ground.
'Cause that one would be
That's
dramatic.
a twice a day
Yes.
waterer.
Oh,
In
my
that
gosh.
size pot.
Yeah, it is tight in there, but that shows you how big coleus gets. I plant coleus every year and it becomes a shrub and I absolutely love it. So let's go ahead and move to what we have in front. So Austin already talked about the plethora that we've got in. We've got pink spires and vanilla spice. So the one in the center is going to be more of a pink bloom. You can see it sticking up right there. And then the ones on the end in front of Josh and Austin are going to be a white. So this is a great plant. I've got some planted in a shady spot. The bees love it. Butterflies love it. Mine just started blooming right now. It's so easy. Like Austin said earlier, you can plant it anywhere.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you could do it. It's great. And then we'll go up to what's in the corner. What is that, Austin? It's your favorite.
It's gross.
It's gross.
Susan.
It's American Gold Rush Rudbeckia. Did you call her Susan?
Susan.
Yeah, Susan. It's Susan. Look
That's
at her
my
go.
mother's name.
Is it? So that's her plant right there.
I love my mother, but.
Oh,
Mother, shout out. Hope you're doing well.
You never say I love my mother, but it can be no exclusions on that.
My mother planted this years ago at her house, and I had to.
It has taken over.
It took over the whole house. It ended up
whole
in the
house?
house.
Susan's.
We
Did you pull it up and
Two
throw it into the
Susans.
woods?
Yes, we did. We threw it
did.
up, fed it to the cows. Mama, love you. Keep going, Caroline.
Keep going. All right, here we go. Mine is
Get
just
him
now
out of
starting to
this.
bloom. I have a lot of different varieties and a bunch of my different beds. I love it. I mean, when it blooms, it looks absolutely stunning. Yes, I get it. It starts to literally look like it's burnt out later in the season, but I'm fine with that. Then the little birds come, eat the seeds. It's great. And then next to that, the short little orange saying, Austin, yeah, just do your thing being disappointed about Lantana. I absolutely love this plant. It is probably my favorite annual, which can perennialize here that we have at the nursery. Miss Huff is the one that's going to be a little more hardy than everything else. I'm not sure what this one is. There's so many different kinds.
It's a hot-blooded red.
Ooh. I love it. I enjoy how it smells. Some people don't like it, but I'm a big fan.
I too like the smell of it.
I love it.
I don't like the smell of pyracantha when they're in flood. They stink terribly to me. But that's one of the things. Just the smell of the foliage and all. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's a great one. And then in front of that, we've got Elijah Blue fescue.
Elijah.
I planted some of these that I got in the 4-inch pots, and you guys can't see the way Austin's
And?
looking at me.
Okay.
So far, they're doing great.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
But I enjoy them. I have 2 groupings of 3. They're really healthy. They've gotten like 3 times the size since I planted them in the spring.
And that's kind of what you need to do with them because they're such a small little petite grass to really call attention to them. You need at least put 3 together.
Yeah, a little grouping. They're in my sidewalk beds, so I walk past them and I see them and I say,
Was
"Hi,
it
good
that
morning."
Sharon Greg Allman's son's name? Elijah Blue.
I think you may be right,
I think
Josh.
so. Maybe.
It's a great name. And then next to that, we've already talked about echinacea, but look at this one. This is Giddy Pink Echinacea.
Oh, I'm giddy for it.
Wow. It's
That
one that you
looks like
like.
a
Look at that.
painting.
It does. I love echinacea so very much. I have so many of them. It's great for everything.
And there are how many cultivars?
6,000.
There's
Yes. There's
6,000
there-
in
there
one.
is-
Exactly.
There's not just one for every person. There's many.
That one looks like a little baby jellyfish floating. I mean, beautiful.
It's a little firework exploding atop
man.
the foliage. See
Look
what
at that.
we
See?
did there?
Firework plants. And speaking of fireworks, let's go ahead and pan straight up, Tyler. So that's
Oh.
going to be Poco Orange Hot Poker. What?
Nefophia,
Look at those.
Look at that.
So cute. I have some planted, but unfortunately, I planted them in front of our propane tank that we have to switch out, so it gets stomped on a lot. And it's still growing, but it doesn't look that great.
Well, let's be honest. That plant blooms for like a week.
Yeah,
It's great when it blooms, but literally you better take a picture because it's gone. And
or not go out of town. You got to time your vacation to when it's blooming.
I mean, it's a good plant. That plant could kind of make a
We
stand
can't
as well.
go to the Grand Canyon. We've got to wait
We got to watch the poker.
3 or 4 days.
We got to wait for that. And then we're coming to our feature plant, to our firework. We've got variegated fireworks. Fountain grass spinning in the back. Wow, look at that.
Tucked.
It's a great little container plant. Good
Ploofies.
annual.
It's got the ploofies, man.
It does.
Well, we did it.
It's going to blow in the wind. Looks just like a firework.
Fireworks.
Like we all saw yesterday. All
Except-
right.
Great
except
work,
me.
Caroline.
Thank you.
Gorgeous.
Yay.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
You sounded so excited.
I am happy. I'm happy.
That was great.
It's a great and timely theme you have presented today. Thank you.
You know, we weren't
Very
here
welcome.
yesterday, so
No.
usually we put the plants in like before the show. Well, we had to do this Thursday, so all these
Yeah.
plants are chilling in here, and they're like, "Y'all, we're kind of thirsty."
They look great,
Right.
though. I was
They
kind of
look
like,
pretty good.
The air conditioning, they probably go,
It
no,
helps.
this is not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can deal
We're
with
doing
this.
just fine. People ask that question here a lot. They're like, oh, I'm getting this. Is it okay if it sits in my house for a day or two? It's not going to get light.
Is it hotter
I mean,
than
look
pavement?
at this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'll be just fine. All right, before we get to some photos, let's do one more question. I'm seeing a lot of large trees that look like they're dying. The tips of the branches are brown. Any thoughts?
I know exactly what this is.
I think
this
I do
is a
too.
massive thing that's happening, especially in our county, Cheatham County. Okay, we had massive cicada numbers this year, y'all.
yeah.
And they got on the tips of the trees. And there are so many. Driving down Old Clarksville Pike, driving home every day, there are, you drive
There's
the same road.
tons.
Of large trees. I'm talking maples, I'm talking oaks, talking birch, doesn't matter. Big trees that where the tips are totally brown and died back, okay? This is cicada injury. Isn't that interesting?
That's
It is
nature's
very
own
interesting.
pruning.
It's great point, David. I was going to say that too. And it's like tip pruning a little bit on large trees makes them bush and fill out and get a little bit tighter. So this is, like David just said, this is the natural pruning of large trees that will make them, it does not kill them whatsoever. It looks like they're like, have some sort of pathogen. Like
It
they
does.
look like
It's
they're
crazy.
dying.
Yeah,
They're
driving
not.
down I-24 towards Clarksville,
Yes.
yeah, you can really see it.
I know.
Yeah,
and it's like crazy.
most of those little branches will flag
Flag
off. They'll break right there where the eggs got laid in there when because it swells the bark and makes it weak, and then
then
they'll
they
just
fall.
break off, and then the new growth the next year covers it all up,
Yeah.
and it'll be thicker than it was before. So
I know. It's crazy. But it is a really funny, I mean, not funny, it's a strange phenomenon to look at. I mean,
Yeah.
because you really do think something bad is happening.
It looks
Nope.
weird because it's like these healthy trees and then it's just like brown. It almost looks like blooms or something.
Yeah, a little bit. Brown dead blooms.
Brown dead blooms. Yeah, that's right.
All right. There you have it. Cicadas, man.
Yeah,
They
they'll
were out
do
this
it.
year.
There was
Heavy
south
numbers.
of the town last year.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, we didn't see hardly any numbers where we live last year. And then this
No.
year, it was just like pockets of big numbers.
Yeah.
The brood got out of cycle slightly for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little guys. They were just a little behind. It's okay. All right, let's go ahead and get to some photos.
TY.
TY.
All right.
it's
Cue the
time.
photo.
Are we doing email first?
Email first.
Okay.
Let's do Risha. Butterfly bush.
Reach. Oh, is this the butterfly bush I
So
bought you?
Risha said, "Hi guys and gals, my garden has never looked better. I just thought I'd share a few pictures of my butterfly bushes for Austin."
That $28 spent on that butterfly bush better
Whoa!
look good. Hey, there it is. And your echinacea. Look at that. Ugh. And it's clean. Look, there ain't no weeds in that.
That
Reese,
looks
you've been
so
working.
good.
All right,
Beautiful.
that butterfly. I mean that rudbeckia is pretty. I give you that.
Uh-huh.
And the butterfly bush just cracking.
She should charge admission to come see.
Yes,
very clean.
she absolutely should.
Very
She
clean.
should take these photos to the station inn tonight and go see Greg Hall. because he's at 7
There you
o'clock.
go.
You should take these photos down there. Greg would. He will be happy to see those pictures.
Absolutely. So, can you got a little more information about that?
At 7 o'clock, tickets are available. Station Inn, 118 North Front Street in the hysterical district when Greg's there.
So, all you Rutherford Countyans,
Smyrnites, Smyrnites, Smyrnians. Smyrnans.
So yeah, Greg Hall.
Yeah, he's going to be out there.
They had a great show, as I understand it, in Kentucky a couple of weeks ago. So
Yep.
Amazing.
Yep.
All right, and then Joyce sent some photos of her crocosmia with a question. Hey, Joyce, we haven't heard from you this morning. Where are you? Joyce says, have any of you grown crocosmia? I ordered some online, wanted 20, but accidentally ordered 30. I planted about 15 here, but not much has happened. I guess maybe it's good for that I over-ordered. Are they slow to get started? I grow this, and honestly, when I put it in the ground, it took off immediately. Like, it was crazy. I have some in the part sun and some in full sun, and I mean, they started growing immediately, got thick, and mine are starting to bloom. Oh yeah,
I have no idea what that is.
It's usually a little bulb plant. It blooms like orange or red, going into the summer. Like I said, mine's just now starting to bloom.
Oh, okay.
But they grow pretty easily. I wonder if something could be eating yours.
Either that, sometimes when you order things online, they're underwhelming. And that is to say, it could be a very juvenile start of it, and maybe it's just going to take them an extra year to really get established well enough to really produce very much. So it could be that.
Yeah. I mean, the good thing is that it's up and that it's green.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's at least starting the process to kind of bulb out and then next year hopefully get a lot better.
Hope springs eternal.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. I love that plant. If you haven't grown it, look up a picture. It's really great. And I don't really have issues with it. I'm a big fan. And then Tyler, was there another photo?
From Joyce?
Well, you said the ones on the email, so I thought maybe there was one from somewhere else.
Oh. No.
Okay, so let's keep going. I was like, there was one I didn't see. All right, what are your thoughts on using bamboo as a privacy screen?
No. Negative. Do not do this.
Negative.
No.
Unless you're willing to create a concrete planter in the ground. And when I say a concrete planter in the ground, that would involve using a trencher that will trench down 4 feet and pouring concrete continuously all the way
Great
around.
big container.
Because you've got to be able to get deep enough to keep the rhizomes from jumping underneath. And then once they would start growing, you've got to keep them from jumping over the top. So you need to keep it up about 6 inches. And if you wanted to go to all that trouble, you could.
Yeah.
But it's very hard to contain, highly invasive.
Don't do it.
No.
You'll plant it and
Your
never
river
get
cane,
rid of it.
River cane would probably work.
Well, that's
It's
same thing.
similar,
I mean, it's perhaps less invasive. It
Yes.
won't jump up
Plant
40,
you
40 feet away.
sandbar willow. There you go.
Hey, Tyler.
Sandbar willow. Native.
That's a native.
That is a native.
Tall.
They get huge
Grows
and they grow
fast.
real
Big.
fast. Yeah, I've got some. When I bought my property, my neighbor was like, you know what you got down there? And I was like, what? And he was like, that's a willow. And it was probably 3 foot tall. And now it's so tall.
And it's
I'm not even going to try to guess.
way
How
too
many-
hot for pandas to survive here, so you can't even go
How
that
many
route.
what?
How many bird baths tall?
I would say 100.
100 bird baths. Wow. Oh, my gosh. So it's 100 feet tall.
It's 100 feet tall.
I think the
tallest
panda
tree
reference
ever.
got lost.
Oh, that's okay. They went with the bird bath. It was
We
funnier.
went with the bird bath.
It
We
was
did.
funnier.
But now let's go with roses. What is the best fertilizer for roses, and when do I fertilize?
Early and often with roses, like we talked about. I think we talked about this last week. I mean, they're very heavy feeders. They just are, and the more you give them, the more happy they're going to be with you. Okay. And there's a number of fertilizers you can use. I mean, if you want to be organic, they literally make a product called Rose Tone. It's specifically for roses.
Smells good too.
No, it doesn't, Josh. It smells awful. But usually, the
That's
worse
because
it
it's
smells,
organic.
the worse it smells, the better it is usually.
Yes.
So you can certainly use that. But yeah, early and often when it's actively growing in the spring. Okay, we're starting to get into the dead of summer where things aren't just like crazy growing right now. So we can probably
Right.
take a break. We're a little tired. It's a little hot out there. Okay, we can maybe stop the fertilizer, but early in the spring, 2 or 3 times in the early spring is probably the way to go.
My plants are so tired right now, and I'm tired of watering them.
It's only July, Caroline. Tell them to snap out of it, man.
I can't.
Yep.
They're going to be tired, and that's okay. All right. Need some shade plants deer will not eat.
Hellebore.
Yeah.
That's
hellebore.
True.
Literally hellebore.
That's the
They will
one.
not
That's
eat.
the only one, right?
I was about to say, I mean,
I can't think of anything else. I mean,
they eat hosta for breakfast,
They eat
It's
lunch,
got-
and dinner.
And it has to be something that has a very aromatic or very pungent taste to it. And I've never tasted hellebores, but they are certainly in that class. They just don't mess with them.
Yeah, they don't seem to. I got Sun King Aurelia. That's one of my favorite shade plants on the planet.
great.
It grows so fast and so vigorously that even if deer did graze on them a little, it ain't gonna hurt them.
Yep.
Try out some Sun King Aurelia. Y'all, it brightens up the shade spot.
It really
Wonderfully.
does.
Man, Tyler's already playing the music.
Well, it's time.
It's time.
It is.
That was fast.
We got through another one.
Yeah, we did.
Went fast as always. Thanks everyone for tuning in
Yep.
and for sending in questions and photos. We encourage you to do so, and we'll return next week.
Yeah, like, share on the socials, tell everybody about us because we're gonna keep doing it.
Well, yeah.
We want to. I want the word to spread.
That's the intention. Yes.
Yes, it is. I'll tell you off air what the. Never mind. We'll talk about it later. But hey, next Saturday morning, we'll be here from the Green Room Studios at Bates Nursery and Garden Center for Gardening Inside Out. See you then.
I need coffee.